I'm Stephen, USSR Robinson, and you're watching Sport Icons. Papa!
Alright, so new month, which means new rankings. And this one, when we're talking about the WBA. And yet again, I'm going to have to go in on them, even more so probably than usual. We'll have to wait to see how it goes. Now, if you are new to this channel, firstly, congratulations, you found us. Please click that subscribe button, turn it from red to grey. And please, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think of these rankings, because I will, as I always have done over the past couple of months, copy in the WBA. And I know that they see them because it turns blue. So I know that they have seen it. So I need them to be reading your comments. Let them know what it is that you think, because I'm sure as hell going to be doing it myself in this one, okay? So please make sure you are subscribed and drop yourself a comment. Now, in this month, it's supposed to be a lot of improvements, because obviously I've been kicking their butt for quite some time now, for the past several months. In fact, I don't think anybody else really has been. But now quite a few more people are starting to come on board over like the last month or so, including the ABC, the Associate Boxing Committee, where they even threatened the WBA about kicking them out of the United States of America, not sanctioning any of their bouts in the United States of America. They've promised to make changes. This month, I thought they were going to do it. Nope, not at all. Well, they have made changes, but not necessarily for the better. But we'll get into that as this video goes along. So let's go through the rankings, the top 15 of the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua is the WBA super heavyweight champion of the world. Trevor Bryan is the WBA regular world heavyweight champion. Number 1, Daniel Dubois. Number 2, Michael Hunter. Number 3, Robert Lenier. Number 4, Alexander Usyk. Number 5, Hughie Fury. Number 6, Luis Ortiz. Number 7, Andy Ruiz Jr. Number 8, Mark Mori. Number 9, Ajit Kabiel. Number 10, Adam Kalinaki. Number 11, Zhan Kostabuski. Number 12, Frank Sanchez. Number 13, Arslanbek Makhmudov. Number 14, Lenier Perro. Number 15, Martin Bakole. So, that's top 15. Now, I want to start off with pretty much where I left off last month, because for some reason, out of the blue, Mark Mori was ranked in at number 10. As if that weren't bad enough, they've now boosted him by 2 positions. I had to have a look. Has he had a fight in the last month? No, he hasn't. So why has he been boosted by 2 positions? Bearing in mind, the last time Mark Mori had a fight was in April. So quite why he was even ranked last month is beyond me. But get this. The last guy that he fought in April is a guy who he knocked out twice before. So he's now fought him 3 times, knocked him out all 3 times. That's the last guy he fought who had 20 losses on his resume. And his other opponents ain't no better ever since that he got blasted out by David Haye some odd years ago. Mark Mori is here for a reason. I'm telling you, he's here for a reason. And it can't just be because his manager or promoter has petitioned for him to be there and of course paid them some money. Hey, corrupt or incompetent, right? Let's keep going with that narrative with the WBA. But for me, I think he's there for a reason. He's going to be fighting somebody soon. That's why he's there. To make it look like whoever's going to blast him out has got a top 10 WBA ranked opponent on their resume. Who's that going to be? Well, it could be Ajit Kabiel, for example. ESPN fighter, top ranked Bob Arum. Maybe they're doing that him some kind of favours. Maybe he's going to fight Daniel Dubois. We know that Bogdan Dinu was ranked number 1 in the WBA for Lord knows how long, even though that he'd lost 2 of his last 4 fights. And those 2 wins that he did have were against journeymen. But yeah, he was ranked number 1. Daniel Dubois fought him, became the interim champion. Which, by the way, is fine, but now they've removed the interim status. Because this is one of their changes, right? But anyway, we're going to continue with Mark Mori. We'll get onto that in a second. Why is Mark Mori ranked number 8? Because the sanctioning body, how they're supposed to do it is, in their opinion, that's the top 15 in the world. Of course, they can't rank Tyson Fury and they can't rank, say, Dillian Whyte. Okay, both of these are locked into WBC titles. So they can't rank them. Okay, fair enough. But where's Joseph Parker here? Where's F.A. Jagba gone? Where's quite a few other fighters? Where are they? They're not here. So is this really the top 15? Mark Mori is the 8th best heavyweight in the world, behind the champions. Really, complete garbage is what it is. Let's move on to number 14, Lenier Perro. Now, I don't know this guy. I've never seen him fight. I have no idea. But apparently he's a really good amateur. Okay, whoopee. He was a fantastic amateur. Fantastic. Congratulations to him. He's only had 5 fights as a professional. This is a professional rank. Whatever you do as an amateur is whatever you do. Whatever you do as an amateur is supposed to set you up for the professional game, as in experience. That's where you learn, for the most part. He's only had 5 fights. 5! And who's he beat? Journeyman. That's it. 5 journeymen. Why is a guy who's only had 5 professional fights ranked in the top 15 of any organisation? Now, how do you beat somebody that we all know and went, oh, okay, that's a pretty good win. All right, fair enough. But he hasn't. He just fought journeyman. No disrespect to journeyman. I love journeyman. For what they contribute towards boxing is phenomenal. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at, why is he ranked in the top 15? That's what I'm getting at. Well, because his promoter, his manager, whoever, has petitioned for it and they paid for him to have that position. That's not how boxing should work. It should be based on merit, nothing else. Luis Ortiz has been dropped down 3 positions. Okay. But who's he fighting? Who's he beat? Why is he number 6 in the world? Based on what? Who's he beat? Please tell me who he's beat. Nobody can tell me who he's beat. Other than 5 years ago, Bryant Jennings. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record here because I've said this 100 times. But who's he beat? Please, Luis Ortiz, King Kong, whatever you want to call yourself. Fight somebody with a pulse. Fight Andy Ruiz Jr. At least at a bare minimum, fight a Charles Mine. Bare minimum, please, pretty please. Fight somebody like that. Fight Chris Arreola. Fight whoever. Fight somebody. I don't know, is he going to be fighting Mark Mori next? Maybe that's why. Mark Mori versus Luis Ortiz. Maybe that's why he's going to be there, huh? Maybe. Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, he has had a fight recently. Unlike Luis Ortiz, who in his last fight against Alexander Flores, let's be honest, that dude looked like he took a dive. I'm not saying he did. I'm saying that it looked like he did. But at least Andy Ruiz Jr., at least he has actually had a fight recently against Chris Arreola, and he got the win. Okay, cool. But why has he dropped down 3 positions? For what reason? Now, Robert Helenius, number 3. Number 3. Okay, cool. Why? Because he's a gold champion. He's still the gold champion. So, Robert Lenier, you wouldn't have seen him in the top 15 before. The reason being is because they put his name alongside Anthony Joshua and Trevor Bryan. Because he's the gold champion. So he didn't have a position in the top 15. Now, with all the efforts to be making changes to appeasing to the boxing fans and the other commissions, that we are on a straight and narrow. We're going to be making changes. I mean, firstly, you shouldn't be making changes because the changes should have already been there. You are the oldest organisation in boxing. The oldest active organisation in boxing. You should have this crap on lock. Your system and everything should have been worked out a long time ago. It should be flawless. You guys should be leading by example, but you are a bunch of trash bags is what you are. So they moved Robert Helenius from the position of a champion in their rankings to number 3. So now he's part of the top 15. So they haven't solved the problem of reducing belts. They haven't solved any kind of problem. They've moved the problem. That's what they've done. They've moved it. That's why he's in at number 3. He's got a rematch against Adam Kaunaki on the Fury Wilder Part 3 undercard. If that card even goes ahead, who knows? Who cares, really? But it's madness. They haven't solved the problem of reducing the belts. They've removed the interim statuses of fighters like Dan Dubois, like Chris Eubank Jr. from the middleweight division and everything. But, I mean, from their 43 belts across the 17 weight classes, removing the interim status, what? Okay, it's a step in the right direction, but it's only a very small step. Because you're only reducing the amount of belts that you've got by about 2 or 3 or something like that. The gold. Who cares about the gold? What good does it do? Does it give you a mandatory position? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. All it does is means that you are having Robert Helenius as a gold champion. Okay, it wasn't the plan now, was it? Let's be honest. The plan was for Adam Kaunaki to have it. Why was that? Because he's a PBC fighter. Keep on doing Al Heyman and the PBC some favours, right? That's why there's a belt there. That's why they haven't removed the belt. Because he's going to be rematching Adam Kaunaki. Both of these guys, PBC fighters, fighting each other for a title. Looks good on paper, doesn't it? They think that we're damn daft, they do. I swear they do. Now, Hughie Fury, number 5. Again, now I don't have a problem, okay, so just let me clarify something, okay? I don't have a problem with anybody being ranked in any position. None whatsoever. As long as you can justify it. As long as a fighter, I don't know, say like Hughie Fury, for example. Okay, so he's number 5. Okay, cool. So he'll be fighting next on the Sky Sports show, because now he's a Sky Sports fighter, as the headliner against Christian Hammer on October 16th in my city of Newcastle. Okay, that's cool. But after then, let's see Hughie, let's see Peter, let's see Sky Sports fight somebody in the top 15. Justify the position. Because it's one thing for example, me to say, yes, I believe he should be up there, which I do believe that he should be up there. For me, I rate him probably higher than most people do. I think he's a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal boxer, but let's prove it. Justify the position is what I'm getting at. Justify it. Let's see Hughie Fury after Christian Hammer. Finally comes through, of course, no guarantees in boxing, but I fully expect that he will and look good doing it. Let's see him fight Luis Ortiz. Let's see him fight Michael Hunter. Let's see him fight Darren Dubois. Let's see him fight somebody in or around that kind of level. Let's justify that position. And I know Peter will be up for that. I know Hughie will be up for that. Hopefully Sky Sports have the budget to do that. But the problem is, what opponents are willing to fight him? That's a problem that he's going to have going forward. So I don't have a problem with him being ranked number 5, but let's justify it. Much like we say Ajit Cabiel, number 9. I don't have a problem with him being number 9. He's an undefeated fighter, 21-0. His best win is Derek Chisora. Okay, granted, it was a Derek Chisora a few years ago who turned up to Monte Carlo to fight him without his trainer in his corner. Okay, cool. It's still his best win. On paper, it's a good win. But he hasn't exactly taken the ball and run with it, though, has he? This is the guy who ducked Joe Joyce. He ducked him. When the EBU ordered him to defend his European heavyweight title against Joe Joyce, he vacated it instead because he's fighting to death. But let's see him justify it. Bob Arum, he's your guy now. Let's see him justify it. Fight somebody up here. Outside of Mark Mori, please. Okay, outside of Mark Mori. Now, Frank Sanchez, number 12. Frank Sanchez, he looks pretty good against the opposition that he has been fighting. But if he wins his next fight against F.A. Jagba, again, it's on the Fury Wilder 3 undercard, I think Frank Sanchez justifies this position, if I'm being brutally honest. He can justify it by defeating F.A. Jagba. That will be a solid win. Both of these guys, both undefeated, both big power punchers, both very good, well, decent boxers at least. The winner of this fight should certainly justify being in the top 15 of WBA. So full credit to Frank Sanchez and, of course, F.A. Jagba. Now, Arslanbek Makhmudov. Good fighter, heavy-handed, 12-0, fresh insert. Should be ranked number 13? I would say no. But listen, I don't buy into what his promoter and his managers and that talk about, where every heavyweight out there is avoiding him. I mean, he's only had 12 fights. Why? I mean, for what reason would they want to fight him for? Now maybe they might, because he's got a top 15 position in the WBA. Now they've got a bit of a bargaining tool. Don't get me wrong, apparently his team have a lot of money, and they even offered Deontay Wilder some kind of career high payday at the time, was about a year or two ago. But he turned it down. But of course he's going to turn it down because, again, let's be honest, I ain't no fan of Wilder, and especially his rotten fan base, but Wilder was WBC champion. Makhmudov wasn't ranked in the top 15. He can only defend it against the top 15, so I can understand that one. But let's see him fight somebody in this top 15. Hopefully it's not Mark Mori. I'll keep on going with that one because that really bothers me. As I said before, Lenier Pero, 5-0. Don't take the piss. Martin Bacoli, cool, 15. That's fine. But again, let's justify it. I mean, the guy that's going to be fighting on that MTK show, do me a favour. Again, Billy Nelson. Either guy, and I've made a video about this, and I know that he had a moan at me about it, and that's fine. But don't talk about other fighters and then go fight a complete bin man next. Please don't do that. Justify this position. Justify it. I don't care if you're an MTK fighter. I don't care if you're Alexander Usyk's sparring partner, previously Anthony Joshua's sparring partner. I don't care. Justify this position. His win over Kuzmin, okay. I know some people found that a little bit contentious. I didn't mind that result, to be honest with you. I don't really like the way that he was fighting. I think if he fought some bigger punches that way, he's going to get knocked out. There's a very good chance he's going to get knocked out if he does that. So hopefully he gets a little bit more defensive minded. But don't tell me that you're willing to fight, say, Hrgović, you're willing to fight all these top guys, and when you're offered a fight with Hrgović, you turn it down. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that. Zhan Kosabuski, Kazakhstan fighter. He's a Frank Warren fighter. Well, who's he fighting? Who is he fighting? In fact, I'm surprised he's not ranked in the WBO as he's a Frank Warren fighter. In fact, maybe he is. I haven't looked at that one this month yet. But let's see how he gets on. The point of this video is, outside of the WBA being complete trash, I don't care who's ranked where, as long as you can justify it. But there ain't no way on God's green earth Mark de Mori can be ranked number 8, can be justified. I'm sorry, listen, I know that I have like a lot of Australian followers, and I love Australian boxing. I do, I support it. But don't tell me Mark de Mori is the 8th best heavyweight in the world. Don't tell me that. Don't get me wrong, he's going to be trying to prove that soon, which is why I think he's there. He's already lined up to fight somebody. He is. That's why he's there. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Actually, no, let's close off with, because we know Dubois is ranked number 1. He was formerly the WBA interim world heavyweight champion. Of course, he lost to Joe Joyce, defeated Bogdan Dinu to get this position, and went and fought on that Joker's undercard, that YouTuber, whatever, Jake Paul undercard in America against a guy who, I don't even know why he was there, to be honest, to look good, I suppose. But what's going to happen with him? I know that he's going to be chasing up Trevor Bryan for that WBA belt. But can it happen? Especially when you've got Manuel Charr putting in legal cases. Can it happen? I'm not too sure. Are they now going to maneuver him to becoming Anthony Joshua's mandatory? Which, by the way, WBA are next for the mandatory position. Are we going to see Dubois against Anthony Joshua next? There's a very real possibility of it. But maybe he's going to have to fight a final eliminator. Against who? Michael Hunter? Michael Hunter has form for turning down mandatory positions. Look what he's done with Filip Hrgović. In fact, look what a lot of people have done with Filip Hrgović. Let's be brutally honest about it. But he was in pole position. He even went to purse bid. He was getting good money. Walked away so he can go fight this Mike Wilson guy. But because he fought and defeated Mike Wilson on a Triller card, Mike Wilson, who's a career cruiserweight, I know Michael Hunter is pretty much like a career cruiserweight, but he's been doing very well at heavyweight. That was a trash win, let's be honest. Don't get me wrong, he looked phenomenal, but the opposition was trash. But because of that, he's been bumped up 4 places to number 2. Okay, let's order, WBA, let's order Dubois versus Michael Hunter for the WBA mandatory position. Let's order it. See what happens. Would Frank Warren want Dubois in with Hunter? Not too sure. Would Michael Hunter want to fight Dubois? I'm not too sure. I think Dubois would. I think Dubois would fight anyone. But for me, I think Michael Hunter will probably turn that fight down. I do. I think he'll turn it down. But don't be surprised if he ends up taking on the winner of Kalnaki and Helenius. Don't be surprised. Anyway, listen, that's my thoughts, and I've gone on quite a bit. As I said, if you are new to this channel and if you're not subscribed, please do so. Please do so. Okay, let's show these guys that we've had enough. We need to change. Keep their foot on their necks. If necessary, then the necks are going to have to snap. If we have to decapitate the head of the snake to get him out of boxing, then that's what we'll try and push for. That's not what it is that I'm trying to do. All I want is change. I want them to stop being either incompetent or corrupt. One of the two. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.